Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today, we're tackling one of the strangest, most deliciously confusing questions, suggested by our own viewer, Lawnmower Lover 3000. Thanks for asking the question that so many people secretly wonder, Lawnmower Lover. You asked, why do pregnant women get weird cravings? Because at some point, someone you know, and maybe it was you, has either craved jalapenos on vanilla cake or considered dipping French fries in toothpaste. And somehow, it made sense in the moment. Let's figure out what's going on in the minds and bodies of pregnant women when they suddenly demand a peanut butter and sardine sandwich at 3 a.m. Right here on Explaining Everything. First up, we need to talk about hormones. During pregnancy, the body basically becomes a chemistry lab run by a raccoon with a Red Bull addiction. Estrogen and progesterone spike dramatically, which affects everything from mood to how food tastes and smells. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly realizing that pickles smell amazing. Like Michelin star amazing. That's because your brain is now processing smell and taste in a totally new way. Things you once hated might now smell like comfort, and things you used to love might now smell like a hot dumpster. Hormones also mess with your sense of fullness and hunger. So even if your brain is screaming ice cream and olives, why? Your body is like, that sounds like balance to me. Now let's talk nutrients. One theory is that cravings are your body's way of asking for specific vitamins or minerals, kind of like your stomach sending a passive-aggressive post-it to your brain. Craving red meat could be a sign of low iron. Want dairy all the time? Maybe you need more calcium. But here's the twist. Cravings aren't always logical. You might need more iron, but instead of asking for spinach or steak, your body just screams, corn chips with mustard, now! And just to make things weirder, sometimes the body craves things it absolutely does not need. There's even a condition called pica, where pregnant women crave non-food items like chalk, dirt, or laundry starch. The body just goes completely off script. The brain is also in on the craving conspiracy. Specifically, the hypothalamus, the part of the brain that helps regulate hunger, thirst, and body temperature. During pregnancy, the hypothalamus gets flooded with hormonal messages, and it starts interpreting those signals in some very creative ways. You know how sometimes your printer says, paper jam, and there's absolutely nothing jammed anywhere? That's basically the pregnant brain. It gets a signal like, need more energy, and it prints out, eat 7 bananas and then cry about a commercial. The reward center of the brain is also firing at full power. So when you do eat that weird combo, say, popcorn with hot sauce and whipped cream, your brain rewards you with a big ol' hit of dopamine. You feel like a snack genius, and now you want it again. Congratulations, you just invented dinner. Pregnancy also turns your nose into a bloodhound. Smells become super intense. Some women suddenly hate the smell of their favorite foods. Others develop weird cravings because of a smell association. You might smell a neighbor grilling hamburgers and decide, I must eat a burger immediately or I will perish. This is less about hunger and more about a highly sensitive nose staging a coup. And don't even get pregnant around a candle store. You'll walk in for vanilla bean and walk out sobbing because the cinnamon one reminded you of your grandmother's house. And now you want lasagna. You don't know why. Don't question it. Cravings aren't just biological, they're also cultural. In the US, pregnant women might crave pickles, peanut butter, or ice cream. In Japan, it's common to crave rice and sour plums. It turns out our brains use the foods we know as a sort of emotional comfort buffet. So if you grew up eating cheesy pasta when you were sad, that might be what you want when your hormones go haywire. Cravings can be memory-driven, tied to nostalgia and the desire for comfort, which explains why someone might eat 6 toaster waffles and cry while watching Finding Nemo. Let's be very clear. Pregnant women are not making this up. It's not just an excuse to eat weird stuff. It's a very real, physical experience. Also, growing a human is hard. If your organs were playing musical chairs, and your spine was doing the limbo, and your feet suddenly doubled in size, you'd probably want ice cream with hot sauce too. And let's not forget the cravings that come on so strong, they feel like a divine message. Some women have described the craving experience as not even a choice. It's like they were possessed by the ghost of a very hungry chef. So, should you be worried about the weird cravings of pickles and ice cream? Nope! Unless it involves motor oil or drywall, let the cravings roll. Pregnancy is the body's wildest remix. And if that remix includes chocolate-covered pickles, hand her a spoon and cheer her on. She's not just growing a human, she's pioneering a new frontier in snacking. That's it for today's dive into the wild world of pregnancy cravings. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and drop your weirdest food combo in the comments, pregnant or not. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.